When you think of a footballer, you probably think of someone running around with the ball at their feet. And fundamentally, that is what football is. However, while this is a valid point of view, the players who will move on to the next level is the ones who understand that football is not played with our feet. It's played within our brains. Our feet are the tools, but it's in our brain where all the necessary information is stored that makes up our technical abilities like dribbling, shooting, or passing. It's in our brain where the mind-muscle connection exists that allows us to be able to run, jump, and sprint. And most importantly, it's in our brain where the decision-making process of what to do with or without the ball takes place. Today I will explain why training your cognitive skills is crucial as a footballer, why it's the most important area to train in football, and how you can adapt your current training with this in mind to start creating and aiding the neural pathways in our brain that we're looking for. Let's begin. When you first look at a top footballer, the first things you probably notice are their amazing technical ability or their physical attributes like their speed or their strength. These are the easiest to spot because it's what you first see. When you start to dig a little bit deeper, you then start to understand that they're also incredibly proficient in their tactical understanding of the game. And you probably also start to notice their strong mentality to be able to face adversity and not give up. These areas make up 4 of the 5 key pillars of a footballer, with lifestyle habits being the 5th. However, the problem that may arise is that we then fail to recognize the umbrella that covers all of the key pillars, and that is our cognitive ability. This becomes a problem because from a young age, individually but also our coaches, mostly focus our efforts on improving the things that we can see. And while this is definitely important and vital to get to a high level, we should also understand that if we slightly change and tailor our training with our cognitive ability in mind, that will lead to us getting better results in a shorter amount of time. And you have probably noticed how some players, even at the very highest levels, aren't that physically gifted, but they still manage to put in some incredible performances. The reason why? Their cognitive ability. Messi's dribbling ability, cognitive. Sergio Busquets' composure and awareness, cognitive. Ronaldo's goal-scoring ability, cognitive. Then you may understand why it's so important to place as much effort on training our cognitive skills as it is training the rest of our skills. After almost 20 years of experience within the game myself and 2 years at the professional level so far, I've also recognized that the biggest difference between players playing at different levels is their cognitive ability. When I have played at the lower levels, there have definitely been incredibly talented and skillful players playing at those levels. And I have asked myself the question, how can this player not play at a higher level? And in 99% of cases, it comes down to their cognitive ability. So what exactly are cognitive skills in football? They are the mental process that occurs within our brain that allows us to take decisions, react faster than our opponents, and anticipate the game. The faster and more efficiently this process can take place, the higher a level you will be able to play at. Some of the most important cognitive skills in football includes our awareness and vision, knowing what's happening around us out on the pitch, our decision making, choosing the best option available to us in a split second, anticipation, predicting the next play out on the field, or adaptability, being able to adjust our playing style in real time based on the situation that we're in. But it's not only the cognitive skills, like the ones I've mentioned, that are affected. As I said, our brain acts like an umbrella for all 5 key pillars of the game. You can see it as the control center. For example, when you perform technical skills like dribbling or passing, it's your brain that sends signals to the rest of your body to be able to perform that skill in a given moment. Or when you have to make a decision of which type of pass to use to find a player out on the pitch that you see. With this knowledge of how important our brain and our cognitive skills are, how do we actually go about to improve this area and enhance our cognitive skills? There are several ways to make sure that you can improve and enhance your cognitive ability. First, before doing any sort of training, you should always make sure to control the controllables, and if you have been part of the channel for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. These are the things that you can get for free. Dialing in your sleep, your diet, and your hydration are keys to make sure that your brain functions optimally, which will then allow the rest of your cognitive skills to flourish. Getting the proper amount of restorative REM sleep, eating healthy fats, and filling up with vitamins, minerals, and electrolytes are great ways to elevate your overall brain function. Once we have those things in place, we can then start looking at improving our cognitive abilities. First, what we have to realize is that our actual skills work hand in hand with our cognitive ability. For example, practicing something you don't know, maybe a new skill move, will eventually etch itself into your brain and become second nature the more you practice it. Eventually, you will not have to think of how to perform the move, and it's up to your brain to pull out that move when it matters the most. Another example could be if you play in a game and you misplace a pass. The next time you will know that maybe that pass doesn't work in that specific situation and you will have to try something else. You have then managed to acquire a better understanding of the game. This shows to us that our cognitive skills cannot really flourish without the foundation of having experience in the game. What I'm trying to tell you is that you can't just go out on the pitch and expect to only train your cognitive abilities because it's the most important skill to train. But you have to look at it from a complete and holistic perspective, where you keep training all areas of the game and gain that necessary experience to allow your cognitive skills to flourish. One doesn't work without the other. It doesn't matter if you can take the best and quickest decisions in the world. If you're not able to execute on that decision through your first touch, your dribbling, your passing, or your finishing. Repetition, training, and experience of playing football is then the key to allow that information to be stored within our brain, to then be used when needed in a game. The best way to improve our cognitive ability through our training is by training by the principle of specificity. This means that the more specific we are in our training, the better that will translate into our game. Because the more specific we are, the closer we will get to create the new pathways in our brain that replicates what we want to do out on the field. This is why when we train to improve our cognitive abilities, as with everything else, we need to challenge ourselves to improve. Therefore, it's important to try to practice in an environment where you're constantly forced to take faster and better decisions all the time. And I know that it can be hard to train this area consistently as you're in need of a team around you to do it. However, there are also ways and methods in which we can directly improve our cognitive abilities, apart from just training and playing a lot of football. And that's where BeYourBest comes in. While BeYourBest are the sponsors of today's video, this is a product that I trust and have been using with success for months now. It's also a product used by thousands of amateur and pro players around the world, with the likes of Martin Odegaard, Aurelien Tchouameni, and Romeo Lavia, just a few of the top names who believe in it. BeYourBest is a virtual reality training app that specifically aims to improve your most important cognitive skills as a footballer, such as scanning, vision, awareness, decision making. When you train, you will be forced to handle different scenarios taken directly from high-level games and take decisions in these scenarios as fast as possible, just like you would in a real-life game. It keeps track of different aspects of your scanning, such as your scan timing, your scanning symmetry, and your critical scans. So you always know which cognitive area you need to work the most on. Also, since you can train anywhere and anytime without any physical strain, it's very easy to be consistent in putting in these cognitive sessions more and more often. I have personally been able to train my cognitive skills over the past year within BeYourBest, and I can say with confidence that this really is the future of football development. And I believe that a tool like this can definitely help elevate your game to the next level, no matter your current abilities. With the code OSKAR20, you can get 20% off your first month or your first year of a BeYourBest subscription, and it also helps me to keep putting out the content to help you out even more. So really, it's a win-win. Cognitive skills really are the hidden key to be able to unlock your full potential out on the pitch. Whether you're looking to improve your awareness, your decision making, or your overall game intelligence, focusing on your brain is just as important as training your body. Remember, the best players aren't just technically or physically gifted, it's their cognitive abilities that sets them apart. So start training your brain today and you'll definitely notice a big difference within your game. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below to not miss any of the new content that I'll be putting out. But that's all for this time. Take care and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.